Hey everybody, hey, welcome to Hawk Talk. I'm Dave DeRocher. I'm joined by my buddy Walter Thurman III. How you doing, Walter?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, we're coming to you live in our new time slot on NGBN TV. And if you haven't been paying attention, guys, we're launching this network to generate content for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s to create awareness of mental health issues of men in this demographic and the fact that we're 70% more likely to commit suicide. And so, not that Hawk Talk is going to change that, but what it is to create the content in a safe place and then create a community within the NGBN network. You go to our website, and gosh, if you're struggling a little bit, just reach out, and there we can connect you with a man in your area that could just listen to you, talk to you, and help you get the help that you need. And I'll tell you, there's been a lot of us, man. The shows we're bringing on, Walter. There's just a commonality and a thread. And so go check out the website and all the different content, all the different shows. We have veterans. We have more sports shows. We're bringing on more sports shows every day. As a matter of fact, another former Seahawk, Cassius Marsh, is going to be doing a show with a couple of his buddies, and they're going to talk about cigars, cars, and cards. And they're going to start with a pickleball game. And so they want to get us out there. I'm a little older than you. I bet you could probably still do it, Walt.
I can probably get down with pickleball. It's a shorter court, so you don't have to be quick lateral. That's all.
Yeah, that ball doesn't bounce very much. I could probably even it. But Cassius already said he's looking forward to it because he knows I'm going to do something stupid to make him laugh. And, I just realized I was talking to Amory. I'm going to be 60 years old this year.
When you turn 60?
December 1st. It's a ways off, but man.
Ways off. Okay, yeah.
That's still 60, bro.
Yeah. Hey, looking good for 60, man.
That's it.
Hey, mindset. It's a mindset.
It is a mindset, and I'm immature, so that's good. Hey, Walt. So there's stuff going on with the Hawks, bro.
Lot of shakeup right now. A lot of shakeup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You've seen one of them coming. I mean, the Jamal situation, you've kind of seen that one coming. Kind of surprised with the Diggs being released there. Again, I think it's understandable for what they're trying to do. They're in the full revamp mode, trying to get coach guys in there. Diggs, he's getting up there in age, but I mean, he can still play. I mean, he's still playing at a very high level. So I think they might be looking to draft somebody. There must be a safety on the board they're looking at.
Yeah,
in that capacity for sure. I mean, you have a nice young core of a secondary that's already there. You're only a couple pieces away, I think, on that defense side of the ball.
But wasn't that kind of the weak spot though? I mean, the corners were playing tough. The linebacking core was solid. And speaking of linebackers, we're not going to bring them in yet, but give us just 1 second. We're going to bring our guest in, but the linebacking core was solid. The defensive front had needed a little bit of help. We got Williams. We'll see if we keep him. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
I don't think we had the right personnel for running that 3-4 scheme. Honestly, I think that was kind of tough. I think on the defense, especially with the personnel. I mean, we've been running a 4-3 for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Just to switch, formation there. I mean, you got to have some pretty stout guys in the center there. I guess even from the D tackle to the ends.
Right.
Because those guys are, not your typical pass rush ends. They're a little bit beefier, maybe like a smaller defensive tackle, if you will. But I think they're going to stick with that. I think they're going to revamp to be able to fill that particular type of scheme if that's what they're going to run. Like you said, I think the secondary was the downer spot through the course of the year. Just very inconsistent play from the safety position, from the one safety position, just kind of the injuries in and out. Getting young corners, which is again a huge upside, being able to move forward, coming on in.
Yeah, well, the moves today freed up about $42 million in cap space, so that's the money to play with, right? That's the money to get some help on the offensive line, depending on how we draft, and get some help on the defensive line. The one thing I always remember about the Legion of Boom and the success of that defense. I think there was only like one or two down linemen. Everybody else was standing up, and it was just kind of almost like disarray. It was just like it was like a hornet's nest. It's like you guys were just
especially on third down. I think third down, there's going to be passing situations. Guys, more freedom to be able to get in there, more comfortable stance, if you will, on the defensive line. But, I mean, we were a very stout run defense. I mean, we didn't give up.
But it was swarming, right?
Yeah, I mean, very tough, very stout. I mean, I think we had a package for guys on that first, second down to be able to stop the run to where we were a little bit heavier. And we had the personnel at the defensive insides. I mean, big, Red Bryant. I mean, he was 310 pounds at the defense end spot. Who could run 4.8, 4.9. So I mean, if it needs to get to after the passer, he can get out there. But I mean, he was a stout force to be able to kind of control that line of scrimmage there. So I mean, again, I think there's a balance on being a very effective defense. And I don't think we really had that last year.
So folks, if you're watching, and I know a lot of folks, we get people watching live, and a lot of people watch after the fact. Walter just said that we had a defensive end, 310 pounds of runner. For what?
I think we're at 4.9, 4.8 at the combine.
4.9. So my job was to stop him by backpedaling. Yep. All right, at 300 and some pounds. So that's how difficult an offensive lineman's position is having to stop these tremendous athletes that were equal in size or maybe even a little bit smaller, but we're backpedaling and having to keep up with them with this tremendous speed. Anyhow.
Well, I mean, in the tackles, I mean, offensive tackles don't get enough credit there. You guys are some of the most athletic guys on the field.
Well, yeah, and what was the kid today? The Russian that ran a 4.5 or 4.
I didn't see this. Who's offensive lineman?
No. Rush end. 250 pounds, 4.5. Yep. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, well, I mentioned linebackers, and look, one of our stars, that unfortunately this last season got a little bit of an injury. But man, you look at his stats, and if you'd have put the full season in, he would have been one of the defensive leaders for sure for us. Uchenna, are you there? Right on.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Nwosu. Right on. So, I take much pride in at least getting it pretty close. Was I good?
You did a good job. All right.
Well, my last name nobody ever gets right, so I don't feel too bad. But as long as I got it right, hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. So, how's the pec doing?
It's good. It's doing good. I'm back lifting. I'm lifting, just trying to get stronger. That's what it's about. Just getting stronger at this point, building back up that muscle. That endurance, and just getting ready for the season.
How'd you tear the pec? I tore mine. I tore the tendon, pulled off the bone off the arm there.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah,
pretty much just trying to reach out and make a tackle. You know how it happens. You guys reach out a little, get overextended, kind of fell on it, and it gave out that way.
So Marcus Williams, a friend of ours, he's an Inland Empire guy, safety with the Ravens, tore his pec this year as well. And
I think he played with Utah, I believe.
Yeah,
with Utah. Yeah, I know that name. I'm familiar. I didn't know he tore his pec, but hope his recovery is going good.
Yeah. So I saw him at a golf tournament, and he's just kind of getting into the swing of things. And much like you, is like towards the early part of the season, and so he missed a better part of the year. But you know what? I was looking at your stats. You're a force, man. We got to get you healthy because you're a ball hawk. I was, real quick at math. 6 games, all I did is multiply by 3 your stats, and you're a team leader for our defense. And you had a great stat line last year. So, how are you feeling about the team?
I'm feeling good. Kind of bummed also at the same time. Lost to, 2 close friends. I thought they're tremendous players for us, and they've been their whole careers. So sucks to see them go, but you got to do what you got to do in this league. So I'm excited for the future. We got a good young core coming. The coach, is very cerebral, and I believe he knows what he's doing. I'm sure he'll replace them with the right guys, cultural wise, and can play on the field. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited and ready to get back out there.
Now, have you guys had a chance to spend time with the new coaching staff, or?
Nah, pretty much everybody was gone before the coaching staff got hired. So And when I was there rehabbing, the McDonald, he was so busy. I didn't even really get a chance to say what's up to him. He was going from interview to media, so I didn't even want to bug him or nothing. But I'm sure when we see each other in OTAs, we'll all talk and get to know each other more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that's like at the professional level. I went through it at the collegiate level with a new coaching staff, and they called us all in one at a time, and it was a thing, But of course, that's collegiate, and that's coaches dealing with kids, and it's a little bit different when it's profession, and maybe they don't reach out to you, maybe they just wait till the OTLs and make the introductions and just go to work, I guess.
No, I've definitely had phone conversation with the DC D line coach,
Oh,
outside
okay.
backers coach. I've talked to him on the phone, but haven't put a face to the name. So
Well, that's
I'm waiting
good.
for that more formal introduction. I'll go down on OTAs.
Did they same position coaches, same linebacker coach for you guys, or did they swap them out as well?
Oh yeah, we got a whole new staff. We got a
The
whole
whole
new
new
staff.
staff. They
Yeah.
okay. Yep.
Whole new staff.
Well, they you usually keep at least the equipment guy. They keep the equipment guy.
Kenny's in EK.
Yeah, I think EK still. EK ain't going nowhere.
He not
EK
he
still
cannot
there.
go nowhere.
Yeah, EK ain't going nowhere.
Well, is Mario still? Oh, Mario's there because
Mario's still there. Mo
Okay.
Kelly's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta bug him because he promised me some stuff for my golf tournament, and so I didn't want to press because I didn't know how far down it goes when they change things out. So, well, good. I'm glad he's still there because he also helps us with tickets and stuff. Those old guys. Yeah, keeps us involved.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Hey, so what were your feelings? I mean, how engaged were you? With an injury, I know you get a little bit removed. What was your overall feeling about last season? There was just kind of some ups and downs, and then you've been with the team for a while, so you did get a chance to know Coach Carroll, pretty well. What was your feeling about that whole scenario?
Yeah, it sucked, especially the year before, 2022 season. We made the playoffs. It was up and down year, but we made the playoffs. And that's all you want is a chance. So we was able to compete in that, which was good. We were going to build off that. Had a great rookie class. Expectations were high, morals were high going into the next season, 2023. And we started out pretty well. I feel like for the most part, I think we were like top 5 or top 10 in the league in the run defense. Our run defense was very stout in the beginning, and then our pass defense was doing well. And then I go down, and I'm not saying it's because of me, but I feel like I'm a big part of the team. I'm a big part of the defense, and I feel like I kind of let my brothers down not being available. The best ability is availability, and not being there, I feel like, hurt the team a lot, especially from a defensive standpoint. And from there, I think things just turned downhill. It was just a little. It was very rocky. It was like I said, the expectations were so high. Guys knew. We shouldn't be losing. We shouldn't lose how we lost. And things just didn't go as planned. So. And especially me not being around the team, because I had my surgery, I stayed out in California, to be around my family, to rehab, just to get back in the swing of things. And then I finally came around the team back in December just to be around my guys. I didn't want to abandon them for the whole season. So I stayed around, try to boost everybody's spirit. But, unfortunately, the season didn't end the way we wanted to. And, the ownership and, GM thought it was time to make changes. This is a producing league, and if you're not producing every year, that even head coaches, they try to replace you, and it sucks because Pete's been there, he's got them a Super Bowl, he's meant so much to the organization, to the whole city of Seattle, and he brought me there. For me personally, he brought me there. So it sucked to see him go, but like I said, this is a business, and you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So what was your kind of experience in that move from the Chargers to the Seahawks? Just the team dynamic and that kind of thing. The Chargers organization, which, doggone it, you look at them every year and you think they're going to do something, and it just doesn't seem to manifest. Whereas the Seahawks, like the last couple of seasons, we don't expect nothing yet. They're in there battling, and they're like, holy smokes, these guys still have a chance, and we didn't expect anything at the beginning of the season. Is there something that you can define a little bit?
Yeah, my time with the LA Chargers has been nothing but great. My first year there, getting drafted in 2018, we made the playoffs. Made it all the way to I think it was the divisional round against the Patriots. Ended up losing to Tom Brady, but Tom Brady, what can you do? But no, we
Right.
made it. And then my next 3 years were kind of rough. We were in every game. We would just lose in the end by 2 points, by a field goal, by a touchdown,
Right.
so it was very demoralizing. And that kept going for the next 3 seasons there, and it's just like what are we doing? And so my time comes. I become a free agent. And then I choose to go to Seattle. And when I got here, instantly it felt like something I needed, like a breath of fresh air. Born and raised in California, went to USC, played for the LA Chargers. So I stayed home my whole time. So
Mhm.
this is my first time really leaving the city, really getting out of California. And it's still on the West Coast, which is cool, but going to a different state. And so I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out now. What's going on? Where am I at? What do I do? Who do I talk to? Who do I, it's a whole new environment. But I'll say it was a great time. The city of Seattle is very warming, very loving. They really take their sports serious there. The fans really care, and everybody in the facility has been nothing but awesome. Down from the meal people to the trainers to the media people to everybody. The strength, everything's been great. So they made my time there feel like home. I got comfortable there really fast. I played really well. They really welcome me. They not praise you, but they support you and they try to boost you and they do a lot of good things up there. And I'm happy to be here and hopefully play the rest of my career here. We'll see how it goes.
Well, one thing, there's a couple of definite standouts that you probably absolutely, can associate with, and that is playing in SoFi versus playing in Legion. I've been to some Chargers games, and it's amazing to me that a home team, the visiting team almost outnumbers the home team fans.
Yeah.
That don't happen in Legion.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have home field advantage when you're up in Seattle.
Yeah, definitely. I remember my first year, my first I think year or two in with the Chargers. We played at the StubHub old Home Depot Center in
Yeah,
Carson,
yeah,
and
that's
that
where Senator
stadium's
Stewart
like
played
that,
too.
and that stadium's very small. So
Yeah,
and LA is still going through that phase of coming from San Diego, still trying to find their fans, all these things. So every game was pretty much an away game. I remember, I think we played the Steelers on like a Thursday night or something. It was blacked out, man. They had their yellow towels. It was going crazy. I was like, what is this? We getting booed when we on offense. They're making all this. Usually you're supposed to be quiet on offense, but they're
right.
going crazy. Like,
Right.
but on defense is good because we can communicate. We ain't got to listen to the
Yeah.
noise. But it was just like, wow, am I on the road or am I home? Which sucked. But they got SoFi now. They're gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna be good. They got Justin Herbert. They got a new coach up there, so I feel like they're gonna start to do good.
From a player's perspective, and like you've had some time to be able to take a step back and kind of look at the team from a different set of lens. What do you see are not necessarily some holes, but what do you see that can get this team to the next level of being contenders?
Yeah, I feel like as a team, we just gotta finish more. I feel like that can really get us to level. We got all the pieces. We got the quarterback. We got the receivers. We got the running game. We got defensive linemen. We got the secondary. We got all these pieces. But we just got to finish the games. I feel like there were times throughout the season where we just let it slip away, or it was key moments that we didn't really hone in on that really can give us an advantage or in the game. We let things slip away, and I feel like that's one thing we really got to finish as a unit is just finishing games, more attention to detail, and just if we have a lead, being able to hold the lead and dominate teams the way we should.
Yep. No, I agree. That was kind of like the assessment as well. I think just kind of watching it because like you've seen a couple. I mean, we're only a couple of games away from getting into the playoffs, right? And I
Right.
think there's some games that were on paper that look like it could have got away, but we were still in those games. We could have won those games. But going back to your point, just not find that way to win, not being able to pull it all in together. And again, I mean, maybe it was some of the injuries that we had on, through the course of the year that could be able to help kind of give that spark. And again, I remember first seeing you, I think it was 2022, and kind of the presence that you had on the field of being a leader. I mean, that kind of goes a long way of getting guys, gets mentally prepared. Again, there's a level of accountability because again, when people are going at a certain type of level, that type of injury just rubs on other guys.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's the type of guy I am. Honestly, I'm a more lead by example guy. This year, I'm gonna try to take it up a notch, be a more vocal leader around the locker room. Um, I feel like last year, or not last year season, but the season before, just coming into a new team, I didn't want to, try to be that guy. Oh, look at this guy. Who is he? I kind of let things, play out the way they should. I let guys who've been here respectfully, do their thing. But now I feel like it's really my turn to take the torch and really lead these guys more than just on the field, which is great and which is what they need, especially as being a young team. They need to see the examples and see how the vets do it, but being more of a vocal leader and really, really using my voice in the locker room more.
Yeah.
Well, I just so you know how old I am, you China. When I played, it was the Kingdom, and the Chargers were in the same division as us. So
It was the who?
so when I was with the Seahawks, we were in the AFC West, and we were in the same division as the Chargers. So
Oh wow, I did not
yeah, I
know
know.
that.
It was before you were born. It's okay. We have this discussion almost every. Well, we have this discussion almost every show. It just just so you know, and that way you'd be a little bit more sympathetic if I forget what I'm talking about. Hey, so I saw a clip of you today on Instagram, out there taking cuts, working on your golf swing.
Yeah, I got a long way to go.
Well, I got some good news for you. That man up there in the corner is a stick. Walter coaches high school golf, and we play a lot of tournaments together.
Oh,
So
nice.
we'll get you out. We're all Southern California guys. That's the other thing. Coach Wade was telling me, I didn't know you guys were down here in Southern California. Well, we've got a lot of Southern California, not well, a lot. We've got a handful of Southern California guys, solid guys that we're going to help you with your upcoming stuff. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute because you've got some really cool stuff going on. But we're going to bring in some more help too. We're going to bring in Cedric. So Ced is like the 12th man times 12. He's been around a minute. Hey, now Cedric.
Yeah.
You gotta put your camera where we can see your head, bro.
You can't see my head?
Yeah.
Somehow I can see my head. How about now? See my head?
That's all right. Oh, good. See? Yeah. All right. So you got some hot gear on. So so anyway, so every show we try to have a former player, and we're glad you're able to join us because actually, Jenna, you're the first active roster player to join us. So it's kind of neat to hear your insight of the locker room and kind of the vibe of the team. We talk about back when we did it, but we're getting to hear now firsthand how things are, where the struggles are, but the overall vibe and the positivity, which is great to hear. And then we always bring in a 12, and Sed's been on the show with us before, but because of your upcoming event, he's also got a huge network of 12s down here that we want to make sure that your golf event is a success, your bowling event is a success, and your free camp is a success. So why don't you tell us about those 3 events coming up in June?
Yeah, so they're actually all my first events. I know 6 years into the league, I didn't have any camps or anything like that. So, better late than never is what I like to say. But I just started my nonprofit organization, my nonprofit foundation, the Uchenna Nwosu Foundation, about 6, 7 months ago, and just trying to do stuff for the community. Trying to give back any way I can, give back to the youth. Just try to shine light to the city and where I'm from. And that's pretty much my goal. And by doing that, we have 3 events coming up on the month of June, right after OTAs. I starts off with my, I think it's the youth camp first, or no, it's the golf. It's the golf event Thursday first at Victoria Links here in Carson. I'm gonna have a lot of former players, and former teammates, former NFL players, current NFL players. Just come out and just show love to the community any way we can, and then we have the football youth camp the next day. That's also going to be here in Carson. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be at the Sports Health Park, Dignity Sports Park, right there in Carson. That's going to be great. And then we're going to also have the bowling event, charity bowling event, just for people to come out and just give back to the community any way they can and just show love and just support the foundation. And so we're really looking forward to these events and having a good turnout for my first one, and just hopefully keep doing these down the line of the years.
So that's down in your neck of the woods, isn't it, Seth?
SoCal. If it's in SoCal, it's my neck of the woods. So
Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely help you out, man. I've been running a big Seahawk fan group down here for the past, 20 years. We have, pretty close to Richard Sherman's family and all that. Big Seahawk bar. So back in the day, like a lot of players are from here, right? So a lot of their parents and stuff started coming to the bar because there's only Seahawk bar anywhere around, right? And so I met a lot of the parents and stuff. So got pretty close with Richard Sherman. Even Walt's dad used to go there all the time. So we started talking. But yeah, I'll definitely help you out, man. It sounds good. By the way, I was cracking up. You guys talking about the Kingdom? I was up on air because I was rolling. He's like, "What?" The Kingdom. That's funny.
At least most of the people that have been on the show at least heard of it. But then, like I said, Eugenics is the youngest cat we've had on here. So you knew there was a Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, not you. I know you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Growing up, I was not a football fan. Right? I didn't start
Yeah.
playing football till high school, so I didn't. They always ask who's your team growing up, man. I just said the Eagles because that's the only team I really knew growing up. I ain't really know nobody like that, so I was like, man, Donovan or Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb. That's all I know. Sean Jackson, he's from LA.
Yeah.
Well, so Walt played for the Eagles too.
Yeah.
You can't say Walters, man. So hey, tell us. So you've not ever played really golf, right? Because Wade told me, he goes, we're going to the driving range and we're gonna start getting lessons. He said you don't even have clubs yet.
Nah, I don't even have clubs, man. There's this place I just heard about in Torrance. I'm gonna go check out. It's just a little mom and pop shop. They'll fit me up and do all the things and get me my clubs so I can go out there and practice while I'm still here.
All right. Well, and like I said, we'll get together. We'll go play. We'll find some place where nobody knows us. We'll get you out there and play a little bit. And April 8th is my big event. Walter's playing in it. It's a Celebrity and Veterans Golf Invitational, Coda de Casa. Malcolm Smith does not play golf either, but he came and hung out with us. And Malcolm was the Super Bowl MVP for the Hawks the year we won the Super Bowl. So really the folks, the people that are there raising money for veteran programs, they don't care if you play golf. They just like having the celebrities there, and we have about 30 or 35 celebrities. So I'll make sure that you have the information. Wade has information if you want to come out and hang out with us. It's just a good time, and the most important thing to me is that everybody's there to have fun and support our veterans. The golf is completely secondary.
Yeah, you said the date, April 8th. I actually was thinking about it, but when you get a new coaching staff, they kind of make you go in a little week earlier. So I'm not sure the exact day we have to report, but if it's not that day, I'll definitely be there.
That'd be awesome. And what I was alluding to as we were bringing Cedric in, and actually I think Ced even mentioned there's a lot of former Hawks down here in this area. I don't know if you know, like Tyrone Rogers is. And he works with Snoop Dogg. He works as his head of security. So there might be some, you never know, but we do Snoop Dogg's special stars, which are special needs kids, and we just do football with them. And so Tyrone's going to be a great guy for Cassius Marsh, Malcolm Smith. And so, as we get closer to your event, we'll make sure there's plenty of former Seahawks around and help you with that, as well as former players that you mentioned. But my affiliation with the NFLPA, I'm the president here in Orange County, and I oversee all the chapters. So, whatever we can do as former players to help you be successful in this, make sure you reach out to us and let us know. Walter works on the NFL alumni side. You're the VP, right?
Yep, for SoCal. Yep.
For SoCal. So you got both. Retirement sides covered, and then we could bring some celebrities and some other dynamic to it, right? And rather than just being a bunch of former football players, we'll get some celebrities and maybe some NBA guys out there and help you raise some money. Is it primarily for your foundation that you're raising money?
Yes.
And then what is it? What's kind of your purpose of the foundation moving forward?
So pretty much the foundation is just health, wellness. We teach health, wellness, and sports minded individuals. So any youth around like sports and education, that's what we target. So I've been doing a lot of stuff with my local high school that I went to high school, help them build. You know how city schools are; they don't really have the funding and stuff like that. So I helped them build an center so kids can get taped up and taken care of before football games. I got them a full time athletic trainer to be on 24/7 for them. So just anything I can help with, with sports kids, not even sports kids, just kids in general. Anybody with youth that has
Mhm.
aspirations with sports or not, just helping them and achieve their goals.
Well, and you hit something really important on the head too. The health and wellness of these young people and what they take into their bodies. I was coaching high school kids, and and some of those kids are on their third Monster drink and thinking that's the way to get ready for a practice or a game. And not understanding how bad that is for your body. And I think that's a really big thing. And coming from current and former NFL players is going to carry much more weight than coming from high school coaches, because like listening to your parents, right? You're like wah, 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 and they, but coming from you, they're gonna say, "Oh man, well, yeah, I want to be on the field with that dude,"
Right.
So, hey, Seth. So last time you came in, because we were supposed to have was it Chris Warren on the show? You came in, you bailed us out, and I've been talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Take over a little bit.
Hey man, it's crazy news. I mean, what a day to have this show, right? A lot of things happened today. A lot of movement. Like you said earlier, the Adams move may have been kind of predictable. Diggs, I didn't see that coming at all. I don't. I know with I'm a big fan. I watch all the games, all that, and it did kind of seem like when Adams was in there, the defense wasn't quite the same. I don't know what it was. It just seemed like someone was missing. I know you can't say nothing, Chinna, but I would love to ask you if there was like a difference when he was in there versus not being there. It just seemed like it turned up a notch. Like guys were freer to play their roles when he wasn't in there on the defense, because it seemed like a little faster. Did you notice that at all? You can. I mean, I guess I shouldn't ask you this because you're
No, I felt like with Jamal in there, things were still, he was still trying to get his legs under him. He was coming off a severe injury the year before. That's not just some like broken hand or something. He tore his old quad. That takes a lot of rehabilitation and a lot of confidence to try to build back up. And I feel like that kind of like, you can tell it slowed him down still a little bit. He wasn't fully himself. So I feel like for
right.
Jamal, when he fully gets himself back, when he fully gets his legs back, you'll see
So,
that all pro Jamal safety. When he was with the Jets, and
yeah.
that season he had with the Hawks when he had 9.5 sacks, all those TFLs, and you're gonna see that Jamal again. I fully believe in him and in what he can do as a player. So I'm not trying to make excuses for anybody, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And with Diggs, I didn't see that coming either. He's definitely a leader in that locker room. He's going to be missed. He's that one guy you count on to bring spirits up. He's the same guy every day. You know what you're going to get from not Jamal, but Quandre every day he steps on that practice field. So you're really going to miss him out there. And those are two key pieces for our defense, But, like I said, I trust the coaching staff. I trust the guys we have in the locker room that are going to step up. And I expect there to be no drop off, And I'm really, like I said, I'm looking forward to this season and see what we got, what we got going on.
That's exactly what Walter had been saying all season about Jamal. Is it just didn't seem like he had his legs with him, and I get it. If you don't, your legs atrophy so quick, and they don't come right back, and there's a lot that goes into training to get to a position where you can not only run on a field, but be in a position to make a tackle and stop another human being. That's a whole different dynamic other than just running or lifting. To be able to move in space and do it athletically and then with force.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot. And a lot of people don't understand the torque that takes on your body to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's a different type of shape I mean, you can go train all day, 3 times a day, but it's totally different from when you're going against someone or going against a team, and now you're running around having that physicality that's associated with it. I mean, you can be in all the best shape. You can think that you're in the best shape, but I mean, game shape is totally different.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the thing that we seen, especially earlier on in the season when he did get those opportunities. Was, he wasn't in game shape. Obviously, he missed the year prior, going through the off season, and his first go around was in an actual game. So it made it tough there. And then he got the concussion, and which sat him down again for a couple of weeks. So he never really found the groove there. I mean, it's part of the game. I mean, you have to be a competitor. You have to be able to get ready to go out there anytime your number is called. I mean, you can't let the injuries get you down. The tape's always rolling, and the tape doesn't care if you have any injuries. They judge you based off of the production that you're doing out there, and that was kind of a situation. Obviously, there was a huge financial burden. They cleaned shop, and they're looking for a totally different direction there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. Going to the draft, obviously, free agencies among us right now, but I don't think I'd be surprised if they pull a trigger right now on something in free agent. I think they probably wait until after the draft to see what's available. Yeah.
So you probably saw the same thing I did, where they released Disley too.
Oh yeah.
But I think the whispers were they're going to bring him back, restructure and bring him back. I mean, he's a great tight end. I just don't think they were getting what the value of what the payment was.
Is that how that works? I'm not even sure. Do they release you and then restructure you?
Yeah, if he doesn't have anything guaranteed on his contract, then yeah, they can release him without taking the hit, and then they can bring him back on for. If no one picks him up, they can bring him back on for a new contract. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good tight end for sure, but you gauge everything on numbers. Like everyone's mentioned, everything's measurable, and at least that's the whispers. And who knows?
Isn't there a tight end on the draft board? Are we looking at a tight end potentially too?
We have Noah, right? And then who else we have? There's Noah.
We have Kobe Parkinson.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right
now,
right?
we need help. O-line, D-line. Where do you think? I mean, you're right there. We can hear the pundits. We can hear whatever the whispers are. You as being, in that locker room, what would you like to see the initial emphasis being?
I really like our team, man. I really feel we stand a good chance with our guys, man. Like seriously, but like I mentioned with Jamal, injuries really kind of hurt us up front, especially in the old line. I feel like we didn't have our two tackles there for a good portion of the season, or a good portion of the season with Abe, and then Charles was kind of hindered in the beginning. But the interior was kind of wobbly. Guys were swapping in and out. I feel like we had a good squad, really, but injuries. When we stay healthy, we got a good shot. But injuries really hurt our chances up front offensively.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I looked at our backfield, we looked at the receiving core. Gino had a great year last year. I think this year he was just under duress. I think he just wasn't comfortable in that pocket with all those injuries. I was at the original or the first game, the alumni game, against the Rams, and I think we lost 2 linemen in the first game. It just can't happen. When you're trying to find your stride and everything, and you're starting off the year scrambling for your life, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I agree with you. I think there's just a few fitting plays and a little bit of help up front. Well, obviously now in the safety position, and I think to your point, Walter, they maybe have their eye on somebody.
I think linebacker too, because we got to see what they do with Bobby. I think Bobby was on a 1 year, and we got Brooks was great for us this year, but they didn't pick up his 5th year, so we'll see how that kind of goes in the middle right there. And that's like the heart and soul of the defense. So you got to have a middle linebacker. So we'll see what they do there, as well.
Yeah, I can see them probably bring someone in off of free agency potentially. And then maybe draft probably your safety. So I mean, you need 2 safeties unless Julian's still there.
Oh, Julian's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Pro
he's still
Bowler,
there. So
man.
I think they like him as a potential competitor back there. But I think they probably
Yeah.
draft somebody. They might have someone. They might have an eye on somebody.
Like they said that Kobe Bryant played a little safety for us last year. He was playing. He played a little decent. Did well for his first time at safety. So he get him some more playing time, get him some more reps. I feel like there's something there you could potentially look at.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you
So you guys think Bobby will be back?
What?
You guys think Bobby will be back?
I hope so.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what that 1 year is going for. I mean,
Yeah, right.
he's getting pricey back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is it for him?
I think he's going to like year 11 or something like that.
11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't see that much anymore, huh?
Yeah, I think he came in 2012.
Yep. And I mean it's crazy the numbers he put up last year, right? Still leading the. Well, I know he led the team, but did he lead the conference or did he lead the league or something in tackles?
I'm not sure. He was up there though.
Yeah. He's probably top
think he
five.
had like what, maybe 4 sacks, 3.5 sacks, maybe 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had 2 in one game. So I mean that is kind of your forte, right?
What?
Just I mean getting to the quarterback. I mean you just seem to be always around the ball.
Yeah, I try to pride myself in just being a complete player. Pass rush, stopping the run. I just try to do it all. I feel like you can't rush the pass if you don't stop the run. So that's what I really try to focus on, is setting that edge, making sure my gaps taken care of, making plays in the backfield, going after the quarterback. People try to, judge what you can do off sacks, but it's really just how you pressure the quarterback and how much you really affect them. That's really what it's about.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Disrupt.
and I just feel like it's more, even if my sack numbers isn't even 13, 14, 15, how much time am I hitting the quarterback? How many times am I pressuring the quarterback? How many times am I having to hitch, look around, throw an interception, something like that. So
Now I didn't look at your size. How tall are you? How much you weigh?
6'3",
Oh.
about 260.
Oh, you're big.
they had you playing outside backer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of dropping here and there, but
Yeah.
mainly just holding the edge.
Holding the edge, yep.
So he said, do you play golf?
I used to back in college. It got to the point. It got to the point where I do really good until you get like to the last hole, and then mentally it screwed me up. And so I'd have a great game, last 2 holes, screw it all up because it was in my head. Right? It was like I'm going to mess up, and I did every time. So I kind of threw my clubs, and haven't done it for a while.
Well, it's a scramble, so everyone's drunk by the last holes anyway, so it don't matter. It's a fundraiser.
That could have been the problem. To be honest.
Can you bowl? We got to find out how you're going to help you Jenna, and get the 12s out there.
Yeah, I can bowl a little bit. It's been a long time, but I can bowl. I mean, I got pretty good network, so I get people out there. That's kind of where I come in, whether I play or not, right? But I can definitely help out for sure.
Right.
I was going to ask earlier, you guys were talking. You guys excited for this new defense? When we played the Ravens, what I kind of noticed is that when you see our defense, a lot of times with Pete, it seemed kind of predictable. And when we played the Ravens, all their guys were like on the line, and then they disseminated and became this 4-3 defense or whatever they became. It's like they're all close to the line and kind of, went back. And so me and my friend were watching it, Sonny, the guy that runs the bar with me, and it was amazing. We're like, do offense even know what they're going to do? And this is the same guy that was their defensive coordinator, right? Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Is that something you guys have noticed when you watch the Ravens defense? Just how unpredictable it is.
I mean, I personally really didn't watch the Ravens defense as much. I probably saw them when they, played primetime games or something like that. But one thing I noticed about the Ravens defense is that they're very physical. They're very physical. They'll hit you. They're not scared to hit you. They're not scared to put hands on you. And they talk their trash, which I like. I like guys who are tough. I like guys who like to talk trash. I like guys who are physical, and that ultimately wins you football games, helps you establish an identity, and I feel like that's why they were so successful.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, to be honest with you. I'm excited to see what you guys do on defense, man. Because obviously, he's been over there at the Ravens. The Ravens, seems like no matter who's their coach, they're always good somehow for like the past 20 years. Like, so I'm excited to see what he does with you guys, for sure.
Well, we'll go way back in Ravens lore. When I was at the Super Bowl, actually, Walt and I were both at the Super Bowl all week, and we were doing Hawk Talk from Media Row, and I got to interview my old college coach, Brian Billick, who recruited me to San Diego State, who ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? You remember that name said?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's certain people in your life, and I'm traipsing around whatever Media Row, and we're interviewing some Hall of Famers and meeting some guys. But when you see your old college coach that plucks you out of a high school back when phones were attached to a wall, and there wasn't all this, ways of contacting, they really had to sort you out to find you. And to come into your home, and back in the old days where they would bring the letter of intent and you'd sign it with your parents, and there wasn't a whole hoopla thing, and to have him sitting in my living room and bring me down to San Diego State and give me a chance, to end up having a professional career in a sport, it really meant a lot to me. And then to see him, and then just to sit down and just talk about life, like, it hasn't been 36 years or however many years it's been since he did that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. But I'll tell you, the Ravens are I was happy to see McDonald coming from there. I think it was, at least from an outsider looking in, that energy level, that youth, but that also that mindset, that same thing that made the Seahawks great back when Walter was there, and that defensive mindset of flying around and hit you in the mouth, is what I think everybody can get behind.
Yeah. It's that swagger. We need that swagger back. I remember the first thing when I met Richard, Mama Sherman had us come to his birthday party, which is really cool. She came up to me and she said, pick 7 of your best Seahawk friends and come down, right? And that's like, it was 25. So it was that second year, something like that. But the first thing I said to him was like, that swagger is what we needed. That swagger is what we needed. That's the first words I said to him, because it was true. And he brought that swagger. And I hope, some of that comes back. The defense seems a little bit quiet right now. Like, as far as leaders go, I don't know who the leaders are. I know Bobby, obviously, but kind of raise that a little bit, get that swagger up, because that's something that we had that we've never had. I've been a Seahawks fan my whole life. You don't know you didn't watch football back in the day, but even if you did, you would not know the Kingdom if you lived down here. Even if you did, you wouldn't know. I mean, who knew the Seahawks, right? We're in the Pacific Northwest, stashed in the corner. You couldn't even see us on ESPN. They wouldn't even show any highlights back in the day. But I mean, that was that's one thing that was good. That swagger, the talk. Just, I won't say bullies, but bullies.
Well, hey, I agree with you, Senator, because when I got drafted by him, the only play I'd ever seen from a Seahawks game was Bosworth getting got run over by Bo Jackson, and here's what I've learned. I don't care who you are. If you're standing flat-footed on the goal line, Bo Jackson's running you over. I don't care if you're Urlacher or if you're Lambert, or Bo Jackson's going to run you over if you're standing flat-footed on the goal line.
No, you shouldn't have got him.
Huh? You got him.
No, hey, when you first came on our team, and I didn't really know you were, but as soon as you started playing, I was like, who's this guy? Because, I mean, you made an impact quick. I mean, what did you have, like 10, 12 sacks that year? And so your name became like a little cult favorite. Seriously, it's like Baldwin. Doug Baldwin?
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin was like one of the cult favorites we had. You know, he's always good. He's always working hard. He's always mad and angry. And then you have that one game where he just broke out. Yeah, I think he might even kick a field goal that game. He did everything that game. But nah, for real though. So it's gonna be good to have you back, man.
Yep. Yeah. Gotta get you healthy. Hey, Cedric, what are you doing now? Like in the off season, anything, any events or anything, any Seahawk centric events that maybe we get Uchenna out to and talk about what he's doing and shake hands and meet the 12s. Any kind of an event maybe we can hold to let people know that he's here and he's got these events coming up, and we hold like an event like just to create awareness, and we can get a couple other guys there too, and just have an off-season event, whether it be a draft or whatever works with his OTLs and his schedule. But I'm just thinking anything that we can do to help him out to create awareness, I think would be beneficial.
Well, we always we love the draft. We watch the draft at the backstage up here in Culver City. Does that pull a lot of people? Nah, it'd be like maybe 50 people, maybe 40, 50. That's about it. During the seasons is when things happen down here, right? That's when people get out. That's when people know where they want to go, where they're going to go. An off-season event, I get the word out there, you know, on the internet and all that, Facebook, whatever. And then, you know, the event would be his event. But I can definitely drive some folks there. I would guess probably 50, something like that. You got bowling, you got the golf, and then you have, what's the other event?
Well, the camp, the camp is going to be a free camp, right, Uchenna?
Yeah, for kids ages 8 to 18 or 8 to 17.
8, 17.
Yeah, so if you got kids, you know, high school, middle school, want to come out, learn some basic football fundamentals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it going to be like a skills thing, like just set up stations, let them run around a little bit, hang out with former and current players, and you know, get some tips here and there, and
teach them basically the fundamentals of football. Yeah. How to line up in a 3-point stance, how to you know, run routes, how to, you know, stuff like that. Teach them just the basics of football.
Yeah, but if you can send me that information at some point, you know, send it to Dave, Walter, and they'll send it to me. You know, I'll get it out there. You know, Bobby's from out here as well, and his family's come to the bar as well. I don't know, you know, if you'd help out, but he has some contacts out here. Obviously, he's Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, who are some of the guys that you already have committed to helping you out, bud?
In terms of players?
Yeah.
I have Kasim Osgood. I think he was a 3-time Pro Bowler for the Chargers. He's coming out. I have Juju Smith-Schuster coming out. I got Sewell Cravens. I got other former players, Rasheem Green coming out. I got Malcolm coming out. I got it's a bunch of guys coming out, man. So I'm just looking forward to being a good day.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll get more guys involved, because you know, the more you have, the better it is, and the more names you have attached to it. Not only that, though, it's all more leaders to get more face time with the kids. You know, if there's 5, that's great, but if there's 10, that's better. You know, and they're getting more attention from guys that are all kind of giving them the same mantra, and that's, you know, how to be a good young man or a girl. I don't know if I hope you're ready, because there'll be a lot of young ladies there. They get out. So I've been helping Marcus Williams out here in the Inland Empire, and I will tell you what, he's got these gals that go through his soccer camps, and they do the ladders. I don't know nothing from a ladder, you know, because I'm an offensive lineman, but whatever those little square things are, Walter, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Walter?
Some of the bags?
The things you lay on.
No, those little square things with the ropes.
No, the ladders.
The ladders, yeah. The ladders.
Okay, well, like I told you, I don't know nothing about those. But, man,
offensive lineman.
Those girls, man, they make the boys look slow going through those things. So, anyways, it's great to see the gals come out too, and all the young people run around. But we'll be happy to help you out. Where do people find out more about you and your camp and your foundation, Jenna?
they can head over to my website, www.uchenanwosu.org, or follow me on Instagram at Nwosu, NWOSU. I have all the information posted there. All my camps, the whole dates, everything.
Cool. Cedric, where do people find out about what you're doing with the watch parties and all the great stuff and all the tailgate parties that you put on?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
do people find out more about you?
Facebook, SoCal Seahawks. SoCal Seattle Seahawks. That's it. Facebook. It's also an IG. Same SoCal Seahawks. Same thing. So Facebook, IG, Meetup. That's how we started, was on Meetup. It was before Facebook, but Meetup, same thing. SoCal Seahawks. SoCal Seahawks.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's easy. Walter.
yeah. Walt Thurm 3 on X, King Walt 6 on IG, Walt Thurman on LinkedIn and Facebook. UnitedChampions.org.
Hey, and if anybody's down in Beverly Hills tomorrow, Walter and I are going to be doing an investors summit in Beverly Hills. You know what the name of the place is? I just know Beverly Hills. You know where we're at?
Sofitel Hotel, I think.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go there and pontificate on investment philosophy, and I don't know. I guess shed a little bit of light, and looking forward to doing that. Just looking forward to being involved in the community is what we do. Hey, thanks for checking us out on Hawk Talk, guys. If you haven't downloaded the NGBN TV app, we're on Roku. That's the only one I could figure out. So I know I downloaded the app on Roku, but it's on Amazon Fire TV. It's on Android TV, and we had to get rid of some of those shows had some what do they call that where it's protected? I don't know. They had like music or pictures up. So Apple scrubbed it and said, hey, you guys can't have that stuff. We have about 50 different channels and shows on NGBN TV. We're adding more every day. Come check us out. Download the app. Follow us. Thanks to the buddies over at Sideline Sports that help us with our production every single week. And that's all I got. Be good humans. We'll see you all next week.